let's take a look at working with loops. There's a few different types of loops that you can work with inside of Python. And if you've done programming in other languages, these are going to look familiar. The syntax is going to be a little bit different, but the idea is the same. If you haven't done any programming before, not a problem. I'm going to walk you step by step through what a loop is and how to work with it. So the first one that we're going to take a loop at is the while loop. I want to repeat a statement or multiple lines of code, a block of code, multiple times. Whatever that is. I want to repeat the same set of steps 10 times. I want to repeat the same set of steps based on perhaps a list or a dictionary that we've created or whatever it might be. I want to repeat something a number of times. So let's try out just a simple while loop and then we'll expand upon it. So first step, this simple little while loop repeats something a number of times. I'm going to use what I call a counter. I want to repeat this thing 10 times. And in order for me to do that, I'm going to continually check how many times I've run and make sure that I don't exceed 10. So the first thing I'm going to do here is create a variable. I'm just going to call it I, and I'm going to make it equal to 1. So now I'm going to say while I, remember the variable that I just created, which is equal to 1, while I is less than equal to 10, colon. That's going to be my while loop with my condition. I want to loop something. I haven't told it what I want to loop just yet. That's what I'm going to do next here. But I want to loop this while I is less than equal to 10. So we know that it's going to run at least once because I starts out being equal to 1. That's less than equal to 10, right? All right, let's print out. Let's say I'm going to print I. I'm just going to print out the variable that we created there called I. So the first time this thing runs, while I is less than 10, it'll print out 1. Now, remember, I only want to do this 10 times, right? So every time my loop runs, it checks if I is less than equal to 10. If it is, then it prints out the value of I. But each time it loops, I want to increment. I want to increase the value of I to its next level. So I'm going to say I, and I could do this. I could say I equals I plus 1. Remember this discussion? We got all those different operators we can use, those assignment operators. Rather than that, I'll say I plus equals 1. And let's see. So it starts out I equals 1. While I want to loop something, while I is less than equal to 10, we'll just print out the value of I. And every time it loops, we'll increase the value of I plus 1. All right, let me save this. I'm going to go ahead and F5 to run it. You can watch my output window, my shell here. Runs it 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. So first time it ran, I was equal to 1. It then incremented I to the next level, plus 1, which is 2. Checked it, is 2 less than equal to 10? Yes, it is. Then repeat the process. It does it until I is no longer less than or equal to 10. So it hits that 11 mark, right? I becomes 11. It's like, whoop, that's no longer less than equal to 10. So I'll stop right there. This is your loop, and this is called a while loop. Very useful, right? We can combine logic in there. I can bring an if statement inside that loop as well and determine what to do as it's looping. Maybe I want to do one thing while I is less than 5, but do something else when I is greater than 5, right? We can bring in some logic in there. But try this out, a simple loop, but get an idea of working with the while loop within Python.